What is up, folks? This is Ericast, and welcome back to Dark Souls 2's Scholar of the First Sin. Alright, so, we've got a few things to contend with out here. Let's go ahead and get rid of this one to be safe. The biggest problem is we're going to have those big guys popping out of the ground, and like that. And, as you can see, he immediately gets enchanted, for lack of a better word, by the Medalia ashen thingies. So, not cool. Finally, I get a roll right. Immediately get by the flames. Yeah, that second attack wasn't the smartest thing. Oh, you gonna attack me again? Nope. Alright. Maybe I can attack him twice. There. Roll backwards. Nice. Roll forwards and attack. Awesome. You're dead. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this. So, Soul of Nadalia. Yeah, I can afford to do that. Alright, so let's get this one. That way, I don't think the others can reach over to this other big guy. What they're called, don't ask me. You know what? It wouldn't actually be a bad idea to just summon these guys. No, I'll leave them. Because I'm not going to go in there yet. And I would highly, highly, highly recommend doing it either with a real person or by yourself. Don't summon those guys. Maybe if you're trying to learn exactly how they roll and how the boss ends up, you know, doing his attacks and all that kind of stuff, maybe do it then. But the amount of contribution that those the summons give is not on par with the increase in defense and the increase in life that the boss gets by you summoning. So I would recommend doing it by yourself, and possibly even just learning it, doing it by yourself, or doing it with an actual person. Doing it with the actual person, especially if like one of you is a caster, can be very helpful. Because one of you can, you know, dodge the movesets and all that kind of stuff, and the other one will, of course, you know, do all the damage to him. But he gains defense so quickly that your attacks basically do nothing to him. So I would really recommend, yeah. Can't say it enough. Do it by yourself. I know it sounds scary, but you can do it. Alright, come back here. Come here. This area, by the way, is easier to take on if you do it from this direction. Seriously? This guy is just not wanting to cooperate. Look, I know you're an archer. Oh, yeah, that was totally premature. Alright, but he's dead. Then you can just come in here and get the chest. No big deal. Is it a mimic? No. Okay. It's been so long since I've been through here. I'm having a hard time remembering. Alright, sorcery clutch ring. Nice. And there's no reason to go out there and kill those other guys, by the way. I mean, unless you really want to go out and kill them. But they can easily knock you off the edge, and probably will the first time that you fight them. The next few times you fight them, you won't have that problem, because you'll be wary of it. If you're smart, which I assume you are. But yeah, so let's go ahead and I will show you what the sorcery clutch ring is. Obviously something we're not going to be using since we're not using sorcery, the dispelling rings. And I'm trying to remember exactly what all I should be protecting against. I think fire and dark are the two that you want to protect against. Or you got lightning clutch. Alright, so it just increases magic attack straight up. Okay. What is it? Not Y. Is it? X? Okay. I can't remember on the Microsoft controller, the Xbox controller, what it is, because mostly I've played this game on a PlayStation controller, and yeah, a little bit different. Alright, so it doesn't say how much it increases, but it does reduce physical defense, so just be aware of that. Okay. Effective use of this ring requires skill on part of its wearer. Alright. But it's not something that we're really after, so I'm not going to worry about it. And I think everything else, I can go ahead and unequip that. There's no reason to have it equipped. And I think we're still too heavy to actually equip pretty much anything else. There's a few things that we can equip. Kale's Helm. It looks like Kale's might actually, or no, Crichton's is too heavy. Yeah, that's just a tiny bit too heavy. And I'm actually surprised I can almost wear that. We can do the King's Crown. Sure. Okay. We don't need the mask anymore, so why not? Alright, so we can go ahead and come in here. Now, there is one more guy that will pop up out of the ground over there, but he didn't do it, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. This first one will just be a basic introduction to what this guy does, because I'm going to die, and I'm going to die pretty horribly, I can imagine. Now, you can get a little bit of damage on him beforehand. It doesn't look like it. Oh my gosh, I actually did quite a bit of damage to him. The biggest thing is having enough stamina to dodge his attacks. And, oh yeah, and that last swing is really slow. So be aware of that. And he'll do a backswing a lot of the time, so... Are you gonna do this time? No. Oh, roll. Basically, if you stop to heal, I find a lot of the time, yeah, that backswing right there is really nice. Yeah. But if you stop to heal, I find a lot of the time, that's pretty much when you're going to die. If you can avoid each attack over and over and over again, I know that sounds really, really hard, and it is, but that's really the best way to go. I mean, that sounds obvious, and it is obvious. Oh, hey. But it's one of those fights that's just, it's constantly moving. So, yeah, I kind of figured. I wanted to come back and check and make sure that I got all of these, because I didn't think I did. Alright, so it looks like I got all of them now. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and head... Oh, hello! Looks like he did pop up after all. But you can really sink a lot of time into fighting this guy because he's pretty tough. I mean, I know we haven't seen a lot of them yet, but he's a time sink. Oh, it was way too early. Having the fast attacks combined with the slow ones is what I like about this guy. Ow. But it's really what makes him hard. Ow. So let's heal. And 2. Alright. You don't want to back him against the wall though, because if you can, you kind of want to not necessarily be right behind him, but be able to be at least beside him. Alright, yeah, I like that. This one isn't going too bad. I could have attacked there, but I'm more worried about my stamina, and that's something that you should always be watching. Alright, so this is his second phase. And the second phase is beastly. Because he has a lot of these big attacks that just will devastate you if you get hit at all. Ow. Like that. Oh, that was almost bad. Alright, drink twice. You always want to roll left through that, by the way. Because if you roll right, you can still get caught in it. Alright, I need some stamina. Roll. And I can just step out of that. Okay. Let's actually... Oh, and run away. Oh, Max. Yeah. Oh, almost got caught in that one. Drink twice. Oh. That was not good. Alright, let's see if I can drink again. Yeah, I can roll through this. Okay. Back again? Yes! Awesome! That is the fastest I have ever beaten him. I have never even gotten close to that before. So I'm ecstatic. And I mean absolutely ecstatic, because I thought I was going to be down here for at least another hour. I mean, like off camera, you know, just fighting him for a while. But down here, we can get Crown of the Old Iron King. Awesome. And you see Medallia there, where she gave up her, I guess, her soul and ended up in parts and pieces. So, do we have all of these? I don't think we do. Do we? Nope, I guess not. We're missing one, I think. Just one. When I'm not sure where I'm missing it from. Alright, so we got the crown, so let's go ahead and check that out. So from this crown of the Old Iron King, we get Crown of the Old Iron King who once ruled this land. It doesn't tell me what we're getting from that. No? I'm trying to remember exactly what I'm getting from it, but I can't remember. As far as defenses go, actual defense is a little bit better. Its weight is a little bit higher. A little bit lower on the other, like magic, fire, lightning, so. But it has a little bit of curse defense, which isn't too bad. I'm considering switching it out. I'm thinking this one gives intellect. Is that right? Let me see. I've got 8 and 8 as far as int and faith. Let me go ahead and equip this. Oh, I think this one gives the spell uses. Oh, it actually takes away int and faith. But I think this one is the one that regenerates spell uses as you go. Okay. And it looks like everything else is the same. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and switch back to this one. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and head home, shall we? And go ahead and level up a little bit. Alright, so... Oh, I passed it. Okay. Yes, return to last bonfire. Just so I don't have to fight the big guys, because, you know. Less fighting the better sometimes, especially when you have this many souls. I'd recommend the better part of Valor there. Far fire? Yes, please. So, we're not actually done yet. So, if you remember in the last episode, we went ahead and went up to the room with the suit of armor. And that is where we're going to be headed now. Alright. Kind of like to increase vitality, but I really want to get that up. Alright, so let's go ahead and confirm that. We've got 44 vigor. So I'm going to go ahead and head there, but I want to pick up some arrows first, just so that I have them, because I've got a bunch of extra souls that I can use, so that seems like the smart thing to do. So I will see you in a minute after I visit the blacksmith and get one. Alrighty folks, so as you can see, the suit of armor looks a bit different now. Alright, so let's go ahead and examine it. And like the giants, we're going to go into a memory. Now I would highly recommend that you go over to Vati's channel and check out his video on, well, I would just recommend that you check out his channel because it's an extremely good lore channel as far as Dark Souls games go. And his one on this one in particular is very good. It's really sad. Yeah, I know. You're probably going to hit me quite a bit. I guess I can't actually block. Oh, I'm overweight. Why am I... Oh, I equipped the bow. So I guess I can't equip the bow and this at the same time. Or the hat. These guys you're really going to have to watch out for because they do something like this. And the other one's going to spit fire at me from the down there, so I just want to go ahead and lure this guy back here. Okay, one more attack. Oh, he stunned me. Yeah, I just got to take that. I'm probably just going to have to, with this weapon, take a lot of these attacks, which is really unfortunate because I'm not really geared up to do that. I mean, I have some pretty good armor, don't get me wrong, but that's not what this set is meant to do. So let's go ahead and head back here and take care of this lizard. Now, we do have a limited time, so only go for certain objectives in a row. Like, for example, right now I'm planning on taking out the guys that it will take to get all these items safely in this room. But after that, I'm probably not going to get very far. If you're going for the boss, then I would recommend taking a totally different path. Rusted coin times 3, it's not pretty good, but whatever. I still like being a completionist. That's a big thing for me is, oh, hello, I didn't see you for some reason. I like completing everything. I may not do it on camera, but for at least one of my playthroughs that I do, I like to do everything. I just find it fun to do that. Alright, so now we've got this guy to take care of. And you do that by going this way. And then he's going to come after you. These night captains are much rougher. Yeah, see how much life he took off of me? It took about a third of my health out, so yeah, not cool. But there's much quicker ways to go through here. If you need to just run to the boss. You can juke and jive pretty much everything, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. But take some time familiarizing yourself with the area, because it's not the easiest area. It's not really hard though either. So, oh, yeah, as you can see, you're taking a lot of damage. Oh, please, thank you. You've got archers after you too. Okay, that was a waste. But yeah, you've got these archers with great bows after you, and you've got down there the big fire spitters. So just keep in mind that things aren't going to go all that smoothly for you. Oh, he stunned me. What was that about? Okay, this isn't good. There we go. I was hoping my range was going to be long enough, and my, of course, he was going to run close enough. Repair powder, nice. Nice. Okay, one more hit. And the boss room is down there. Black steel katana, nice. That's a really, really good katana to have. You can get hit up here, so I would recommend not staying on that side of the platform. And we're going to come back in here next time for that. Let's go ahead and head down to the boss, because we're not going to have a whole lot of time left. You have more time in this than you do in the other. This is probably my favorite boss in this one, because he is absurd. I mean, you feel like you're fighting against, yeah, I'd say a samurai, not necessarily. I mean, he is a samurai. He's just really fast. Oh, well, that didn't work out. No! Ah, that is the one attack you don't want to get hit by, because holy cow. And it buffs him, so, you know, not good. Obviously, I need to heal, but he's so, yeah. He's so quick that it's just crazy. But yeah. It's actually a pretty fun fight. I really enjoyed it the first time I came through, and I still enjoy it, so. But the room that you fight in is just something else. And again, I would recommend doing it by yourself. You can do it with other people, and I don't know. It might be easier that way. Might be a little bit easier, but at this point, it's probably pretty hard to get summons, I would imagine. But I don't know. I haven't played in a little while, so. I haven't played since the last video. So it's been a while. Okay, so I'm going to get spit at. And sliced at. From every direction. Oh. Hey! Don't gang up on me. Once you're down here, you're pretty much safe, except for the... Oh, are they actually going to come after me? They didn't used to. I'm going to say, except for the Knight Captain. He's the one that you have to worry about. But after you get through it, and if you can manage to not get stunned by the fireball like I was, then it's actually not too hard to get through there. You can take your time and, you know, work through it and get a few souls if that's what you want to do. But I don't think they drop enough souls to really be worth it. That's just my opinion. But there are better soul farming areas than this one, so I'm going to go ahead and get back to the area that we need to search for more stuff, and then I will see you guys there. Alrighty folks, so actually I made it the first time through, and I kind of wish I had recorded it, because it was actually kind of amusing. Because I narrowed them down in a hallway, and ended up killing 3 or 4 of them in just one hit, so it was kind of amusing. Alright, so you... Ow. Ow. You're pretty aggressive, aren't you? Alright, is that all of the... That's one more archer left. But you can even bypass these guys. You don't have to actually fight them. But there are some lizards down here that I would recommend watching out for, or at least the one at the end. Alright, so it looks like we need to go the one across the way. As you can see, there are blood stains all over the place, so watch out. Alright, that goes up top. And twin blade +7. I think the twin blades are pretty awesome. Don't get me wrong. I really, really like them. But they are so difficult to use. And well, you can't all be defensive with them. So they're just so difficult to use that it's really rough using them on bosses and such like that. And even on guys like this, but they're so stylized that I think they're really, really cool. Unfortunately, I haven't played with them enough to really use them. It'd be kind of cool to do a playthrough that use only twin blades. I think that'd be pretty cool. The Dragon Riders one is pretty awesome, but there are several different forms that you can use. Okay, so that's everybody dead, and we can just run through to the boss this time around. So we'll go ahead and do this boss fight, and if I do die to him, then I'll probably just skip to when I'm actually killing him, because it's a decent ways to get here. And he does bow to you, by the way. It's a myth that you have to bow. Oh, crap. It's a myth that you actually have to bow first before he'll bow. He always bows to you. Oh, this isn't good. A bit. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut here, and we'll go to a winning kill. Alright, so I will see you in, well, whenever that happens. Alright folks, so instead of the death of the knight, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode with this. I wanted to get the Fume Ultra Greatsword. I remember that I really liked this one, but we're gonna have to see. It is a bit better as far as the S&D goes. I think it has a higher S than the, yeah, let's say it has a higher version of S than the King's Ultra Great Sword does, and also it has a better modifier with Dex, which is going to help out too. I already have 30 Dex, so that's not going to be a problem. So let's go ahead and grab this one. The other option is the Fume Sword. And I realized that I never actually showed you the sword that we got from the bottom of the horrible tower. So I'll go ahead and show that to you as well. So let's go ahead and get this for 25,000. And if you're wondering how I got so many souls, I went and killed, oh, what's his name?
Again if you find
guy that people
soul.
seem to think is Pharaoh's. Again, I kind of don't think he is. Let's go ahead and go back to Majula, just so it's easier to show you these weapons. So travel, let's go to Majula. Even though the music here seems a bit loud for some reason whenever I record. I'm not sure why that is, but like here more than anywhere else, the music kind of drowns my voice out, so sorry about that. Alright, so as far as the Ultra Great Sword goes, let's go ahead and do this one. Alright, so this thing is a huge thing too. It's actually, it's not as wide as the other one, but it's longer. So that's the R1 attack when you're two-handing it. As far as this one goes, it has that, which is pretty amazing if you can pull it off, but just be warned, it takes a little while to do it. So you're basically doing swiping to your right side and then doing a spin from the left. So I think this one's pretty good. As far as one-handed attacks go, it has that area of effect in front of you, which is pretty nice, and that is the one-handed combo, or the R2 combo. Alright, now for the other one's actually pretty cool, so let's go ahead and I'll just do the Drake Sword in that hand. And for this hand, the left hand, I'm going to go ahead and pull up another Drakeblood Majestic Greatsword. Oh, can I not wield it? Oh, that's sucky. I was hoping to show you guys what that was going to be like. No, I can't do that either. But this weapon is supposed to be wielded in the left hand. It's not supposed to be wielded in the right hand. So nothing special with that one, but the L2 is actually really cool. So you've got like a double spin, sort of. Now this sword, let's see if it has... oop, that's not what I meant to do. Was it that? So an ancient greatsword of unknown origin. This sword was passed down through the generations until it reached Gorgon, wandering knight of Ferosa, and was lost upon his death. Uncannily, every last one of the prominent swordsmen who inherited this weapon was left-handed. So there we find out that you need to wield it in left hand to be able to use it properly. It doesn't... Let me go ahead and do it this way. You don't get the same effects. That's the R2 for that one. So it's not the same if you do it in your right hand as it's your left, which is actually a really cool mechanic. Now, this one is eerily similar to a boss from Dark Souls 1, and specifically from the expansion to it, or the DLC. I think it's more of an expansion because it's kind of huge. But yeah, the Dark Souls 1 DLC, you'll find the wielder of this sword, and you might know who it is, might not, but he was an absolutely amazing boss. That was super fast, and he's pretty darn hard, but it was pretty awesome nonetheless. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Next episode we'll probably take out our dear friend Samurai, and then we'll go ahead and go on from there. Probably backtrack a little bit before we go and do the Frozen... I keep wanting to say Frozen Throne. Is it the Frozen Throne? Yeah, anyway. We're going to do that one. You know what I'm talking about. And I think we're going to go ahead and hit up the 2 PvP areas that are in the main game that aren't the Belfries, Luna and Solar. Or Soul. So that would be... We run over here. That's going to be the area that's underneath us right now. So we're going to go to... the Doors of Pharos one, and we're going to go ahead and... Did I do the... No, okay. So the Grave of the Saints. So we're probably going to do those 2 next episode, and then we'll go ahead and hit the Frozen... Frozen Crown. Whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. Alright, so until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Isn't that a pretty face? Nice and rotting. See ya.